Chelsea are, given the way that they, of course, ended the season winning the Champions League. But you can't forget sometimes that they just scraped in to the top four, didn't they, under Thomas Tuchel? You take a look at their defensive record, which we discussed a lot during the season, how strong it was. It was getting goals and converting chances where they were struggling. Jorginho was their top scorer in the Premier League last season, 7, all of them.
Were they all penalties?
All of them were penalties, yeah, every single one of them. And of course now Chelsea are linked to Kounde. We spoke to him, Sid, yesterday about the possibility of the Sevilla defender coming in for big money. And you think, Don, well, why? Why do you need to strengthen the defence that's already so strong, where surely you need to go out there and get a striker, and we've discussed this as well. Why spend money on someone like Kounde when you can add that to the kitty to go and get Erling Haaland?
Totally agree. The only thing I would say with Kounde, he's 22. He's an upgrade on Kurt Zouma. I think there's more scope for improvement when you look at Kounde to Kurt Zouma. Kurt Zouma, I think, is a good defender in his own right, but I think he's got 1 or 2 flaws in his game. He's only got 2 years left on his contract. That's why his fee's not ridiculous. I think Chelsea, are in and around £20 million, I think, will let him go for it, if not a little bit more. But I think when you try and compare the two, I think Kounde's a better centre-half with more scope for development. But I agree with you. I don't think Chelsea can get anywhere near the league unless they buy a number 9.
Yep.
I think their squad is so good from back to front, well, back to middle. Then you talk about all the number 10s that they've got. Exciting, terrific young players that are only going to get better. Hakim Ziyech hardly played any games last season, who's a brilliant player. But Haaland's the man that they need. Everyone needs him, but I think he's the man, I think, that can go into Chelsea now, this season, hit the ground running and offer a title chance, offer something. I think without them, I think they'll be in a race for 3 or 4 months and then probably fade away.
Well, Ziyech was lightweight when he came in, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Now, we have talked.
Yes.
There's been some stupid talk in the last few days about Raphael Varane and, you know, can he play in the Premier League and all that nonsense, which is just utter drivel. But, you know, that was a classic case of coming in from Holland and being lightweight.
Yep.
And I think it was Lampard briefed some journalists at the time and said they were concerned about it. They were concerned about his tendencies, his injuries, his strength. But look, clearly Chelsea have a big problem here. Giroud's gone to Milan.
Tammy Abraham's been shipped around to anybody.
Tammy Abraham's been hawked around to who's going to take him, and clearly Tuchel didn't fancy him anyway. And Werner was an unmitigating disaster, really. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He couldn't hit a barn door half the time, falling over the ball and, you know, shifting him out to the left. He didn't give them a great deal from that area, apart from some good runs. When he did get in on the goal in the final third, he looked as if he was very panicky. And so I think Steve and I, most of the guys think Man City could probably get away with it again. It's a risk. Chelsea can't. Yeah. And Chelsea don't have the players to do what Man City do and have done. So they absolutely, and I don't think it'll be Erling Haaland because that's the big one. But they're going to have to go and find somebody to lead that line. No.
If they want to win the league, absolutely. It's not happening.
No.
But I will say, they're being smart, going out and getting Kounde.
Right.
Because you just can't turn around and think that if we get Haaland and we put all our money into one guy, we'll just forget about the back line. The back line's been good, forget about it. You have to look at the big picture. And the big picture is, you've got 2 players who were a huge part of what they did last season, and Thiago Silva and Azpilicueta, who are on the wane.
Right.
And that is just the truth. That means you've got Kurt Zouma, who's a solid defender, and that's why you have to bring in Kounde. Because you're basically looking at Rudiger as being the mainstay.
Yeah.
Christensen, and all the time he's been there, you're never quite sure whether the managers think he's a starter. Because sometimes he's in, sometimes he's out. He gets injured quite a bit as well. So you have to take care of your back line. And there's no better example of that than Manchester City going out and getting Diaz last year.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.